Hello, welcome to Boardgame TV, and today we're going to play xenoshyft Onslaught from Cool Mini or Not. It's for 1 through 4 players. We're just going to play the 1-player version of the game. Now, Cool Mini or Not, this is, believe it or not, one of the few games Cool Mini or Not made that has no miniatures. This game has no miniatures. It is a deck building card game. I've hold off playing this game for a while. I like it. It's not one of my favorites, but I like it. But I wanted to wait for the right time, and because of the current situation going on now, Cool Mini or Not released a thing on their, I don't know, Twitter or Facebook or whatever, saying that, you know, they're offering a free print-to-play version of this on their website. You just go to their website and you can download the free print-and-play version. Now, this game is out of print, but I think you can find it somewhat cheap. But, you know, money's hard to come by these days with this current situation, and a lot of people are out of work and everything, and you need to save your money for necessities and stuff like that. So if you just happen to have a printer and some extra paper or cardstock or whatever, if you have plenty of that lying around, then you could actually go to their website and pull up a print and play version of this game. And it costs you nothing. And if you come to decide that you like this game and you want to end up getting it, just to let you know that there is a sequel and a mini expansion. The sequel is Xenoshyft Dreadmire, and basically it's the same version of this game, except you get different equipment and you're on a different planet and you fight different monsters. And I think it's like a swamp type planet, so you fight these swamp type monsters. And then that one had a mini expansion. I believe it was Xenoshyft Immolation, and I don't have either of those two. And it's basically you just switch out the monsters, and they add a new mechanic because it takes place on a fire type planet, so you got to do heat, some kind of heat mechanic, and they just add new monsters. So what is this game about? Well, this is of course a science fiction game set in the far future, and basically, you know, Earth is you know, depleted, and so you're part of this company. You think of it as the UAC from Doom, or what's the one from the Alien franchise? One of them or whatever, where you've colonized planets and gathering their resources and stuff like that. And so basically you've done that on this planet here, and the aliens that live on this planet are attacking the base. And the goal is not to basically beat the aliens. The goal is to basically survive enough waves so the people can evacuate and get the resources off the planet. So basically you're just holding off the aliens, buying time for the people to evacuate. It's kind of got a real easy setup. The first thing you notice is we have some red tokens and some blue tokens, and they're your ability tokens, and the red are the bad guy ability tokens, the alien ability. Yeah. Let's see, these are damage tokens. The red are damage tokens and the blue are alien ability. Okay, so this game comes with two like card deck type things. As you can see, I can take it apart. And the first one is the Nordatech one here. And basically it's real simple. You just take the stacks of cards that shows the picture on, and you put them on their respective places. Like the militia, well, the militia deck will go here where you have the same picture. So it's pretty easy to set up. Okay. Now this is the xenoshyft. I hope I pronounced that right. This is basically the game's currency, and this is the kind of stuff that you're mining the planet for, and this is basically your currency, and what this kind of stuff is what you're going to be able to buy from these decks. So you set up this pretty easily, no problem, because you just separate the decks and put them on their space. Then you pick an area card. Now The base has different areas, and this game also has like these little mini expansion packs which add a couple new areas and a couple new items you're able to get. I randomly picked, and I got the science lab. Okay, so it says at the beginning of the game, add 2 high-X grenades to deck. So you get to add it to your starting deck. Now, your starting deck is going to consist of 6 xenoshyft cards and 4 militia cards. And, of course, you get the 2 extra cards of the high-X grenades because I started with the science lab. And it has certain... Each one is different. It has certain different setup conditions and certain extra cards you actually get to put in the game. And it has different conditions, like during wave 1, once per round, reduce the cost of 1, and there's a little blue symbol. I don't know if you can really see it good, but it's basically a science symbol. So some of these cards will be science cards. And it says reduce the cost of 1 science card by 1 to a minimum of 1. Okay, and we'll go over the cards in a second. Wave 2, whenever you play a science card, deal 1 enemy 2 damage. And then wave 3, once per round, return 1 discarded science card to your hand. Okay. So then, depending on how many players you play, you're going to use these things. This is the alien card track, and this is your hero card track. Okay. So as you're going to see, basically we're going to assign our cards here, and then the aliens are going to come here, and we're going to have to fight them and deal with them. But if we were playing with more than one player, each person would get one of these things. So if you have 4 players, because the game comes with, you know, more of these little things, each person would get one for their own little staging area. Okay, and then you set the base has hit points. When the base hit point count goes to 0, it's over with. Now, we start with 15 hit points in a 1-player game. This game is going to scale according to how many players you have. But since we're playing a 1-player game, the base starts with 15 hit points. And when it gets 0, we're done for. Of course, you have your wave tracker up here. 1, 2, 3 is wave 1, 4, 5, and 6 is wave 2, and 7, 8, 9 is wave 3. Okay? And each round consists of 1. So if after the first round we'll go to 2, and then after the second round we'll go to 3, and then we'll keep going, and then we'll hit wave 2. Then you have your hive decks. Now, as you can see, it's broken up into 3 things. The hive, and it says wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3. Now, all these are monsters. Now, each deck, each wave has 3 boss monsters. If you're playing a 1 through 2 player game, you only use 1 boss monster, and you put them in the deck and you shuffle the deck. So we have only 1 boss monster in this deck somewhere. If you were playing with more than 2 players, you put 2 boss monsters in the deck. Okay, so that's how that works. So when we're on wave 1, we're going to be going against wave 1 alien cards. And then when we go to wave 2, we'll discard this, and we'll go to wave 2 alien cards. They're the hive in this game. That's what they call them. So that's how that works. Then you have your item tracker thing here. You have 9 empty slots, as you can see. See, you have 9, and all of it says items. And you have your item tracker deck. And this is a bunch of different items, which you get more if you buy the little mini expansions. Okay. Now, because we did start in the science labs, we have to find the high-X grenades, and we have to put an high-X grenade item tracker card on here. And the item tracker card is this. It's basically a picture of the high-X grenade with a no more symbol. So I randomly drew 9 item cards. Well, I randomly drew 8 item cards. I had to use the high-X grenades because of Science Lab. And I put them on here. Then I find their respective cards, and I put them on top of the item tracker thing. Okay? Now, if I buy all the high-X grenades, uh-oh, then I'm out of high X grenades. And that's it. No more high X grenades. Okay? So, that's how that works. You can buy these cards, and then when you run out, you can replace with a different item. Okay? But I randomly, and here are all their decks for when you do it, but I randomly did it. So, let's go over what I have to start out with. Okay? And we'll start here with, you have xenoshyft. You have a 1, you have a 3, and you have a 6. Okay? Now the wave 1, the number 1 says wave 2, burn 3 xenoshyft cards from your discard pile. Place 1 3 xenoshyft card in your discard pile. So it's basically letting you eventually manage your deck a little bit better. And wave 3, it says burn 2 3 xenoshyft cards from your discard pile and place 1 6 xenoshyft card in your discard pile. And when I say burn, that means you get rid of it. It's out of the game, okay? Because you're going to have a discard pile, but when you burn a card, it doesn't go in your discard pile. It goes out of the game. Okay, so we start off with Rangers. And as you can see, there's a little 2 there next to xenoshyft crystals. That means they cost 2 xenoshyft crystals to buy. And it says wave 2, burn this card from your hand to reduce the cost of any troop card by 1. Okay? And as you can see at the bottom, they have 3 health and 2 ammo. Okay? We'll get into that, what all that means in a minute. Now we have the militia, which are basically your starting cards. They don't cost anything. And at wave 2, you can burn this card from your hand to reduce the cost of any troop card by 1. They come with 2 ammo and 1 health. You have your stormtroopers for 3. And it says right here, not available until wave 2. So you cannot buy them until you get to wave 2. And you're going to notice that in a minute. And it says once per round, this troop may deal 2 damage to 1 revealed enemy. They have 4 health and 3 ammo. The field medic is cost 3, and he's not available till wave 2 as well. Once per round, this troop may prevent up to 2 damage to a troop would suffer. This may be done in response to reveal effects. He's 4 health, 3 ammo. Then we have the paratrooper. He costs 3, and he's not available to wave 2 either. You may deploy this troop anytime you could play an instant. When this troop is deployed, you may immediately equip it with 1 weapon card and 1 armor card. And we'll get into that in a minute too. But it comes with 3 health, 5 ammo. And then we have our last here, and we have the Ajax Battlesuit. It's not available until wave 3. Once per round, if this troop kills an enemy, all troops in line gain +2 power this round. 6 ammo, 6 health. The Defender MK4 Exosuit, not available to wave 3, and of course all these cost 6. Once per round, when a troop is dealt damage, this troop may suffer up to 3 of that damage instead. This may be done in response to reveal effects. There's going to be alien cards when you reveal them. You have an instant reveal effect, and you have to do that out of order. And they have 10 health and 3 ammo. And then, of course, we have the Hyperion Assault Battery, not available to wave 3. Once per round, when any enemy is dealt damage, this troop may deal that enemy an additional 4 damage, and he comes with 7 ammo and 5 health. Okay. Then we have our item pool, and I have the high X grenades, and they cost 3, and it says deal 3 damage to 1 enemy. And as you can see, it has these little symbols here at the bottom. One of them is a science symbol, okay? And you see the little flash here. I think that's like a one-time use type thing. Let me just double check that. I'm pretty sure that's what that means, but yeah, it's an instant. So, and then you have the Pulsar Shield. This card may be played in response to reveal effects. Reduce the next damage a troop would suffer by 4. And then the Lifeguard Armor. This effect may be used in response to reveal effects. You're going to see a lot of reveal effects. And it has 2 health. And discard this card to heal one troop in your lane equal to half the troop's total hit points, rounded up. And you see it has a shield and then this symbol right here, which is like a hammer and a wrench. And that's basically an equipment and armor. So you can equip your troops with this, okay? The HPS Rescue Armor, this card may be played in response to reveal effects. And it has 2 health. The XMP Titan Armor, basically it gives you 4 health, extra health. The Hellblaster Rocket Launcher has 4 ammo. And I'll get into what that means. Basically that means the damage. Okay? So when you see the ammo, that's basically what damage they do. The Panorama Explosive Implants. When this troop is killed, deal 1 enemy in lane 4 damage. And the MK2 Spark Jumper Assault Rifle. You may have this. You may have the equipped troop deal its damage before enemies attack. This combat. If this is done, discard this card at the end of the combat. And we have the MK2 Long Shot Grenade Launcher. When this troop attacks, it may deal 1 additional damage to 1 enemy in its lane. Okay, so those are basically all of the items. So we're going to go step by step and go over what you do each round. So let's go ahead and start that real quick. So we got the game set up, we're good to go, and now we're going to do the game round. And we have the draw phase. That's the first phase you're going to do. We have 5 phases in this game. The first is the draw phase. And the draw phase, during this phase, if any player has less than 6 cards in their hand, they should draw from their inventory deck until they have a hand of 6 cards. Okay, so you know you have your starter hand. You have your starter deck. And remember, I have 2 high-X grenades, 1 Xenothaeum crystals, and I think 4 militia. You don't have to play all your hand. When you draw your cards and you get your cards, you don't have to play them all. You can keep them, okay? Or you just can hold on to them for a minute. So basically, you're going to draw 6 cards. So I'm going to draw 6 cards, and I got 1, a militia, another 1, another 1, another 1, and another militia. So I have 2 militia and 4 xenoscythen. Okay? Okay, now that's it. That's simple. Now you're going to do your acquire resource phase. At the start of this phase, each player will receive 1 xenoscythen card depending on which wave they're facing. For wave 1, each player receives 1 xenoscythen card. So I get a bonus 1 xenoscythen card. So I kind of have 7 cards to play with now. Okay? Alright. Alright, so xenoscythen is used to purchase various items and troop cards available to players. Okay, so let's start with buying stuff here. I have a total of 5 xenoscythen I can use to buy stuff. And I can buy basically him, and any of these items. I can't buy any of these. We're not wave 2, and I can't buy any of these. So let me see what I want to buy. I have 2 militia guys that I'm going to deploy. I'm thinking about spending 2 xenoscythen. So let's spend 2 xenoscythen and put it in my discard pile here, and I'll buy 1 ranger. Okay, so I have 3 dudes and 3 xenoscythen left. I'm thinking I'm going to, ooh man, hey, you see everything's expensive. Now, we can reduce the cost of 1 science card by 1. So I have, this is a science card and this is a science card. So if I want to, I could buy the high-X grenade for 2, and then I would have 1 xenoscythen left over, which I really couldn't do with. Let me think about for a second what I want to do, what I want to buy. Okay, so I think I'm going to spend my 3 last Xanthem crystals, and I'm going to buy one of these spark guns. They cost 3. So this is what I have. I have 2 militia guys, 1 ranger, and 1 spark gun. Okay. So now that I've got my acquire resources, we're going to move on to the deployment phase. Okay. So supposedly, if you have more than 1 player, let's say you have 2 players, or 3 players, or 4 players, we're all supposed to do this at the same time, simultaneously. And you can, in fact, help out your other players. You can, you know, hey, I'm going to give one of your ranger guys that you don't have any weapons. I'll give him my spark jumper assault rifle. Here, you can have it. And he would keep that. He has it from now on. If it gets used up, everything, it doesn't come back to me, okay? It goes basically in his pile. So, or let's say one guy didn't manage his resources right, and he only has 1 troop, well then I'm gonna, here, you can have my ranger. You can go ahead and have my ranger and deploy him, okay? So you can help each other out in that way, okay? Okay, so you can never have more. We have 4. We got to fill our lane up here. Okay, now you can never have more cards than there are spaces. So let's say I have 5 troopers. I can't just stick another trooper here and say, oh, here's an extra space. We're going to stick this trooper here. No, you can't do that. Okay, you have 4 spaces to fill up your lanes with. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to put my militia guy here, and I'm going to put my other militia guy here, and then I'm going to put my ranger here, but I'm going to give him the spark gun. He's going to have the spark gun, so he's going to carry this, and he's going to go right there. So I've kind of deployed my guys now. So I have a militia, and a ranger with a spark gun right here. Okay. And just for a note, a trooper can only have 1 armor card and 1 weapon card equipped. So he can't have, like the ranger here, can't have 2 spark guns or 1 spark gun and a grenade launcher. He can have 1 gun, 1 armor. Okay, that's the rules for that. So. Alright, so now I'm satisfied with my setup. So, once all troops and equipment cards have been deployed, each player has 1 last chance to arrange their lane as their wish, changing the order of troops. So, you know, if I like second guess myself, I was like, well, you know what, man, maybe I should put the ranger guy in the middle, because he could get attacked from the rear. It's possible. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to keep, you know, if I wanted to, I'd say, well, you know what, let's give the militia guy the spark gun, but I'm not going to do that. He's going to keep the spark gun, but I am going to rearrange. So I have 1 last chance to rearrange any of my guys. And so I'm going to put the ranger in the middle, okay? And there we go. I can do that. So, now we're going to go to the combat phase. Okay, and I'm going to show you how the combat phase works. It really is kind of weird how you do that, but I did say that. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the Wave 1 deck, okay, and we're just going to place face down in each space, okay? That's what we're doing. So we put them face down in each space. Now, unlike troops where you can't have like a 5th one over here, there are some situations that will arise that you can place more hive cards. So there can be more than 4 hive cards here. So a situation may arise where you can put an extra hive card here or something like that. So just remember that they have the advantage in that they always have the ability, or something can happen to where they can put more cards over here, and so you're kind of screwed up on that. Okay. Okay, so now we've deployed. The soldiers are deployed. The enemies are deployed. So let's do the combat. All right. Combat phases are done one at a time for each player. So if you have 4 players, you're just going to pick a player. They're going to do their combat. Then the next player do their combat, and then so on. So you just do combat one at a time. Okay. It basically says once the first player does their combat, the player to their left will do their combat, and then their player to the left will do their combat. Okay. Once all players have completed their combat phase, and assuming the base still has at least 1 hit point remaining, the combat phase ends. Okay. So let's talk about the combat phase. All right. The combat phase has five stages of its own. I know it seems like a lot, but it's actually pretty easy and smooth once you get going. Okay, so the first stage of the combat phase is reveal enemy. So during the reveal phase, a player will flip the first enemy card in their lane right to left face up. So you're starting here. So you're going to go this way, okay? So here you go. You're going to flip this one face up first. If the enemy card has a reveal effect, it will happen at this time. Okay, so let's flip this guy and see what we get. And we have a drone. Okay, he has 2 power, 2 health. If this enemy kills a troop or deals the base damage, the next time you would draw cards, draw 1 less card. That's not good. Okay, so we have a drone here. Here he is. It says at this time all players have a chance to react to the revealed enemy. This includes using special abilities on their cards or playing instant cards from their hands. We don't have any of that, so yeah, we don't have any of that. So during the fight, the troop card in the first troop zone of your lane and the enemy card in the first enemy zone of your lane will do each other damage equal to their power. Okay, so as you can see, he's going to deal 2 damage to the drone. So let's put 2 damage to the drone. Now the drone only has 2 health. However, he's going to deal 2 damage to the militia. So there you go. He deals 2 damage to the militia. Now this happens simultaneously. Remember that. Unless the card specifically states you can do damage first, okay? Okay, so my militia guy, unfortunately, he is killed. So we'll go ahead and take the 2 tokens off, and he will be put in the discard pile over here. And then the ranger and his spark gun will move. Okay, and then he'll move. Okay, so they're kind of moving up. The drone has been taken out as well, and he did kill a troop. So I get to draw 1 less card next time. I have to remember that. So he's gone. He's gone. He's out. So this guy's going to move up, and they're going to move up. Okay. Okay. So now, I want to go over something. Let's say, for instance, that the militia guy I just had instead of having 1 hit point, and the drone guy I just had, instead of having 2 hit points, let's say they both had 7 hit points, okay? So just for instance, let's say they both had 7 hit points. Alright, so let's put it back. Okay, so they both have 7 hit points. So what's going to happen is the first round, he's going to take 2 damage, and he's going to take 2 damage. Now, they're going to attack each other again, okay? So, there's not going to be any movement. Neither of these guys are dead because they both have 7 hit points. Okay? Well, let's say he has 9 hit points. Let's say he has 9, okay? So, he's going to do 2 damage to him. Of course, the drone will do 2 damage to him. Neither one of them is dead, so they're going to attack again. He does 2 more damage to him, and of course he takes 2 more damage. Well, so they both are at 6 damage. Okay, now, so they're still alive, so they attack each other again. Now, however, this time the drone is going to take 2 damage, which is going to bring him to 8. The militia is going to take 2 damage, which is going to bring him to 8. The drone is killed, because remember, he has 7 hit points. Okay? So we would take him off. He would go. These next guys would move. Okay? But he's still alive. So then you would reveal this one, which is the skitterfly swarm, and it has a reveal effect. Okay, and let's ignore the reveal effect for the time being. So he would attack, and he would attack. They both would attack. Now he would kill the skitterfly, but the skitterfly would kill him. But let's say this guy has 12 hit points. Well, the skitterfly is dead. The militia guy takes 3, so he's at 11. So he's still alive. So he gets taken out. So then the next one comes up and you reveal this one. And then finally we think this guy does 1. He would kill him. So he would get taken out and then the other guys would move forward. That's how basically combat is going to work. Okay. So we're going to go over that. So that's how that basically works. The 2 in the front will attack each other until one of them is dead. Okay. And both of them die, then the people move forward. If only one of them dies, then that one group moves forward. So he goes to my discard pile. He's dead. So remove the ranger and his little jump spark gun up, and we have this. Now remember, his jump spark gun says you may have the equipped troop deal its damage before enemies attack this combat. If this is done, discard this card at the end of this combat. Okay. However, the skitterfly swarm has a reveal effect. It says the first troop in lane deals its damage to the next troop in lane. If there are no additional troops in lane, the base suffers this damage instead. Okay, so basically what's going to happen is because of this swarm and it has reveal ability, and we don't have anything to stop the reveal ability or happen, he's going to do his 3 damage to the militia guy, and he's going to kill the militia guy because of this. And of course, he's going to do 3 damage, okay, to him, which is going to kill him. And of course, he's going to do 3 damage to him, which is going to kill him. So the skitterfly swarm has been taken out. Okay, however, our ranger here has been taken out as well. And now we have no more heroes to defend the base. So what's going to happen? Okay, so we have been overrun. That's what it's called. If all troop cards in a lane have been killed, but the enemy cards still remain, the lane has been overrun. Reveal the first enemy card in lane and complete any of its all reveal effects. So we've got this guy right here the enemy deals its damage to the first 2 troops in lane when it attacks. Well, they don't have any. So it's going to do 1 damage here. So our base is going to take 1 damage. So we're going to go down to 14 hit points on our damage thing here. So we're going down to 14. And then we take him out. Then he's going to attack. And this is a gatherer. Each time this enemy kills a troop, deal the base 1 damage. Well, he's not going to kill, but he's going to do 2 damage. So he does 2 more damage to the base. And so we are at 12. Okay. And so he is done. That is that. Okay. And now we do our wrap-up phase. During the wrap-up phase, each player may discard as many cards from their hand as they wish to their own inventory deck's discard pile. So if I had any cards left over, I could put it in my discard pile, but I don't. Okay? And rearrange. If I had any troops that had survived or been left over, I can rearrange them on here. So let's say I had this militia guy here. I could put him here. Okay? So I can rearrange that kind of stuff. As the fight enemies become more fierce and desperate, but the available resources of the narrow take advance the wave tracker. So we're moving the thing from 1 to 2. Okay. We're not going to switch hive decks yet because we're still in wave 1. Okay. All right. And then we're going to just basically repeat the process. Okay? So that was our first wave. We survived our first wave. And so I have my discard pile. I have my deck here. Now remember, because of one of those special abilities, I can only draw 1 less card. So I have 4 cards here, which I'm going to get. Okay? Then I got to shuffle my deck here, which I'm going to shuffle, and I'm going to draw, of course, 1 card from it. And I get this. And then, of course, I get 1 more of these at the beginning of the start of the phase. Okay? So that's basically because we're still in phase 1, I get 1 extra one of these. And so now I have my resources here to try and choose to what I want to get. Okay, so I'll probably go do that off camera and buy what I want to buy, and then I'll probably just deploy my things off camera, and then we'll go to the combat phase. Okay, so I have my hive deployed. Now I really wasn't able to buy that much. Basically, what I was able to do was buy 1 ranger and 1 high X grenade, because I can reduce the cost of the high X grenade by 1, so it only cost me 2 instead of 3. So I set it up kind of like I did last time, except my ranger now has the high X grenade, and basically I can deal 3 enemies 1 damage. Okay. And what I'm going to do, we're going to go ahead and do that. And it's an instant, so I can do it. And I'm going to show you how you can do that, even though I haven't revealed anybody. So I can go ahead and use this. Okay. It's an instant, and I've used it, and it goes in my discard pile. So I get to pick. So I do 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage. So I just threw a grenade and did damage to these guys. So these guys already start off with 1 damage. Okay. Now let's go ahead and reveal this card. And this is a smoker. Now, reveal. Places enemy at the end of the enemy line. While in lane, all enemies receive +1 power. He has 2 health, and he does 1. Now, okay, so basically, he's not dead. So he's going to go here. And we're going to move this guy, and this guy, and this guy here. He's going to the end of the line, and now all these guys receive +1 power. Okay, the reveal takes place before the combat, so there was no combat with him and him. He just revealed, he went in a line, and there you go. So now we reveal this one. And we have a charger. And this enemy deals any damage exceeding a troop's hit points to the next troop in lane. If there are no additional troops in lane, the base suffers this damage instead. However, because he only has 1 health, he is already dead because of our grenade. Now I want to make sure I did that right. So let me just double check something. Okay, I think I did a couple things wrong. So let's redo this again. We're going to go back and do this again. And we're going to fix what I did wrong. Okay? Alright, so okay, we revealed the Ranger, and the Ranger has a grenade, and we revealed the Smoker. Now, place this enemy at the end of the enemy line. While in the lane, all enemies receive +1 power. Now, the rules say, as far as reaction, I'm going to read it to you. At this time, all players have a chance to react to the revealed enemy. This includes using special ability on their cards or playing instant cards from their hand, which is now I would be able to get to play the grenade. Okay. Once all players have had a chance to react to the revealed enemy, all cards played have resolved. The fight step begins. So, basically, he revealed, okay, and he had a reveal effect. And now the reveal effect will take place at this time. So he will go to the back of the line, and these guys will move forward, okay? Then, after his reveal ability, we can react to him being revealed. So that's when I throw the high X grenade, and I damage 1, 1, and 1. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I read the highest. It says deal 3 damage to 1 enemy. So I'm going to deal 3 damage to this enemy. Now, basically what happens when you damage an enemy that has not been revealed, you immediately reveal them. Okay. And so I immediately reveal the charger. Excuse me. Okay, so he took 3 damage from the grenade, but he only has 1 health. So he can't do anything, so he has been taken out. Okay? Excuse me. Sorry. Oh man, now there's a little thing that says damaging a face down enemy. It says sometimes a card or effect will allow you to damage an enemy that's not face up. When this happens, immediately turn the enemy card face up and resolve any reveal effects they may have. He has no reveal effects, so we won't resolve it. But if he did, we would resolve it before he is destroyed. If multiple enemies are damaged by a card effect, they will all turn face up and their effects will resolve simultaneously. So if they all have reveal effects, you will resolve them simultaneously. Okay? However, because of the grenade, he doesn't get to do anything. So we're going to go ahead and move this. And now we're going to reveal the leech here. Each time this enemy kills a troop, it gains +2 power this round. Now, the Ranger here has 3 health. But remember, because the Smoker's here, he's giving him +2 power. So he's going to do 2 damage to this guy, to the leech. Okay, so he does 2 damage to the leech. The leech will now do 3 damage to the Ranger because the Smoker is in there. And that is going to kill our Ranger. So our Ranger is dead. However, the leech is still alive. Okay, so we're going to advance our militia here. Now, they have to fight each other. The militia and this guy have to fight each other. Now, he did kill an enemy, so he's going to gain +2 power. However, The militia, so he would actually be 1 plus 2 is 3 plus another 1 is 4. He would actually be 4 power. But the militia guy only has 1 health, so he is dead. However, the leech has been killed as well. Okay. So we're going to move this militia guy here, and we still have 2 guys here. And then we reveal him, and this is a flesh tick swarm. This enemy gains +1 power and +1 hit point for each troop that has been killed in this lane this round. Okay, so we've had 2 troops killed this round. Okay, so he's going to do 3. He's going to do 4 damage, and he has 3 hit points. Well, we'll only do 2 to him, and he does 2 to him. So he kills our militia guy. And we are now overrun. Now, this is terrible because he's now killed 3 people. So he's going to be +3 power. Okay. So he does 5 damage to the base, which is going to take us down all the way to 7. Okay. Plus, let me see if I did that. 3 plus 2. Oh, yeah, +1. It's take us down to 6. Wow. So we have 6 health left. And this guy taken out. And then the smoker, he receives a +1 power as well. So he does 2 more damage to the base. So we are now at 4 health on the base. We are looking very, very grim. Wow, we're getting our butts handed to us. I don't even know if we're going to make it to wave 2. So let's go ahead, do cleanup phase. I can draw 6 cards, so I'm going to draw 6 cards. Okay, I got my 6 cards. I do get 1 extra one of these. So I have 4 xenoshyft, 2 militia, and 1 spark gun to decide. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and deploy my hive. You know, we may never come across the boss monster, so there's that. Okay, so now I want to try to figure out what I want to buy, what I want to do, so I'll do that off camera. Okay, so I was able to buy a ranger and a grenade launcher, as you can see. And remember, it says when this troop attacks, it may deal 1 additional damage to 1 enemy in its lane. And then, of course, this militia guy has a spark gun. You may have the equipped troop deal its damage before enemies attack this combat. If this is done, discard this card at the end of this combat. Okay. So the way I have it is I have my militia with the machine gun, the spark gun, then the ranger with grenade launcher, and then this militia guy right here holding up the rear. So that's the way it's going to go. I'm hopefully going to be able to survive and get to wave 2, and maybe something can happen. So let's go ahead and reveal our hive here. And he is a smoker. It says reveal. Places enemy at the end of the line. While in the lane, at the end of the lane, while in lane, all enemies receive +1 power. Okay. Okay. So, there we go. There was no attack that happened. Because he reveals and he automatically goes. So, now we're going to attack. And we have this ambush larva. Reveal. Deal the first 2 troops in lane 2 damage. Well, that sucks because that's horrible. Because that will not let me get a chance to use the spark gun. So, because of that, wow, that really screwed me up. Because of that, this guy... Now, remember, he gives him +1 power, but you go by this, okay? This just says deal the first 2 troops in lane 2 damage. So he's going to take 2 damage. He's going to take 2 damage. Now, he is killed. So him and his spark gun are gone. Ah, man, that was terrible. These reveal effects are killing me. He's still here. So this is going to move up. And now we're going to attack. Now, he's going to do 3 damage to him. And that's going to kill him. However, he's going to do 3 damage to him. But it says when this troop attacks, it may deal 1 additional damage to 1 enemy in its lane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do 1 damage to this guy behind him. And we'll go ahead and flip this. Each time this enemy kills a troop, deal the base 1 damage. Okay. So, our ranger has been killed because when they attack each other, remember he has +1 power. He will do 3. So, the ranger and the gun are killed. However, this ambush larva is killed as well. So, the militia guy goes here. This guy moves forward, and now they will attack each other. However, he will do 2, so he's going to kill him. However, he will do 3, so the militia is dead. And each time this enemy kills a troop, deal the base 1 damage. So the base has got to take 1 damage. So we're at, I think, 5 now. So he's dead. Okay, and we are overrun. So let's see what happens. This thing is reveal the first troop. Okay, if there are no, this base suffers this damage instead. The first troop in lane deals its damage. Okay, if there are no additional troops in lane, well, there are no troops whatsoever, so we won't have to do that. And he's going to do 4 damage. Which leaves our base at 1 hit point. Wow. And the smoker will come in and he will do 2 damage and he will destroy our base. We have been destroyed. However, I'm going to give myself a little bit of a mulligan here just to show you how it's like when it comes to wave 2. We're going to have 1 hit point. So the next time we take damage, we're dead. This game, well, we'll get into that in a minute. Okay, so 1 hit point left. We are done with Hive Wave 1. We never got to fight. Now let's see if I can find the boss in here. And you can tell what the boss is because they have a special mark on them. And I'll show it to you. Out of the 3, here we go, the Overseer. You see this little mark right here? This is the mark of the boss. Each time this enemy kills a troop, burn that troop, and then search the wave 1 encounter deck for 1 gatherer card and place it at the end of the enemy lane. And he has 4 health and 2 fight. So that was the boss for wave 1 that we could have come up against. Okay, but we don't have to worry about that. We are now at wave 2. So wave 2, and you're going to have some different things change. So let me go ahead and rearrange some things, and I'll just go ahead and set up wave 2 because you do wave 2 just like you did wave 3, and I will deal myself 6 cards. Five, 6. Now we are at wave 2. So these troops now become available for me to purchase. And also, where's that at? For wave 1, for wave 2, 8. Okay, so I get one of these now. So I have a lot more purchase power this time around. Now, it says here, burn 3 xenoshyft 1 cards from your discard pile. Place 1 3 xenoshyft cards in your discard pile. So here's my discard pile right here. And I don't have any. So if I wanted to, I could burn these 3 and put a 3 in my discard pile. But I don't have any in my discard pile right now. I will next round. Alright. And then of course you see wave 2. Burn this card from your hand to reduce the cost of any troop card by 1. Okay, so if I wanted to, I could take the Ranger, burn him, and now these guys only cost me 2. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to spend 2 and get the Stormtrooper. And then I got to spend 3 and I think I may get the another Stormtrooper. So I have 2 Stormtroopers. One is going to have a grenade, and that's it. It's not very good. But let's look. Stormtrooper, it says, once per round, this troop may deal 2 damage to revealed enemy. Okay? And same thing here. Once per round, this troop may deal 2 damage to revealed enemy. Okay, so that helps out. So let's go ahead and start. And we have a Prowler. Reveal. Deal the first troop in lane 3 damage. That stinks. Okay, so he's going to take 3 damage. However, I'm going to go ahead and do his once per round. 2 damage to 1 revealed enemy. I could kill him outright. Okay, I'm going to use the grenade. And I'm going to go ahead and do 3 damage to him. And the Prowler is gone. He's dead. Okay. Next up, we have a Flare Centipede. The first time this enemy would be killed, it is instead healed to 2 hit points. Okay. So, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to do this. Once per round, this troop may deal 2 damage to 1 revealed enemy. So, I'm going to deal 2 damage to him. However, he is killed, so he's healed back up. However, what I can do is I can do his once per round and do 2 damage to this centipede, and he is dead. Okay, so now here we go. We have a Butcher. This enemy deals its damage to the first 2 troops in lane when it attacks. Damage from this enemy cannot be prevented. So he's going to do 2 damage to our Stormtrooper and 2 damage to this Stormtrooper. However, we will do 3 damage to the Butcher. So the Butcher is dead. However, this Stormtrooper is dead. He moves forward. And then we have our last one. And it's a shifter. This enemy fights the last troop in lane instead of the first, continuing back to the front. Okay, well, that's fine. So what's going to happen is I'm going to do 3 damage to him. That will not kill him. He will do 4 damage to my Stormtrooper. My Stormtrooper is dead. And because this guy has 4 health, we are 1 short. The shifter will hit the base for 4 damage, and the 4 damage has destroyed our base. We only have 1 hit point left, so there you go. Wow. Whew. Wee. Okay. So, oh boy. What do I have to say about this game? Alright, first of all, this game is better with more players. It plays okay solo, but it's harder solo. As you can see, I got my ass kicked. Totally kicked. And the earlier rounds are really the harder rounds. Even though the monsters do less damage and have less health, you don't have much good stuff, resources to start off with. You have to get past that first round. Once you get past that first round, you can start doing a little bit better on the second wave and the third wave. But this game is extremely hard, but It is better if you have more than one player. I think that's my biggest problem with this game is, now I could play with two players. I can just grab another one thing and just do the 2-player thing, but there you go. The components for the game is good. I mean, they're your basic regular cards. You have your little chips, okay? You have your little pieces here. Okay, so the components for the game is good. And you do get a lot of cards. I mean, Jesus Christ, look. Look at how big these decks are, you know? The Hive decks. You have a lot of variety of monsters. Here are your different items. That doesn't include what's on there. You have these. And so you get a lot of cards. You get a lot of bang for your buck. This game requires you to think about strategy, very important. Otherwise, you're just going to get your butt handed to you, and you're not going to perform well. As you can see, it just did. I haven't played this game in a while, as you can tell. So a little sorry for some of the wonky mess ups and the little dead spaces there, but strategy wise, I just didn't do too good. However, because I randomly picked some of these items, I didn't even have really much the resources to get a lot of good items anyways. But I had some abilities. I could have got the rocket launcher, that kind of thing. It's a good game. And it has a cool concept. The monsters are pretty cool. If you could get this game for like $20 or something, or the free print and play, get it, because you can have a lot of fun with it. Because it does have a lot of replayability. Because there are 6. The base game itself comes with 6 different areas to start off. Okay. If you get the little expansion packs, I think there's like 2 or 3 more of those. You could choose from so that's 8 different areas you can choose from, and that requires a different type of setup for each one. And I think they add a few more monsters to the decks, so that's pretty cool. From what I understand, Dreadmire is a little bit better. Some of the little hiccup mechanics have been fixed, and it's streamlined a little bit. Xenoshyft Onslaught, that's how it plays. It's real easy. It seems like a lot at first because you have to deal with a lot of reveal abilities or what this monster does and all this. But once you get going, it's actually really smooth, real easy to the gameplay. It's a very hard game. It requires strategy, and it requires you making the right choices. You make one bad choice, you're screwed. You make a couple bad choices, you're not even making it to wave 2 like I did. But it is better with multiple people playing. So I just wanted to let you know that. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, have fun.